Thanks for staying up late and welcome to New Mexico Football Friday. Only 4 games left of the season, and with 2 of those being played tonight. On the show, we'll talk about the 6A and 5A championship game. 6A up first. Coach speak. Stacy Washington, the Highland Hornets coach, is here. And a visit from the NMAA, Dusty Young, here to talk about a few things. And just to refresh your memory on how we got to this point in 6A, we'll show you what happened in the semifinal clash that featured 2 of the best quarterbacks in the state. El Dorado Eagles' Zach Gentry against Eastern Bruyere of Rio Rancho. In the end, it was Bruyere's 567 passing yards and 4 touchdowns that helped this team win 64-43, advancing to tonight's championship game where they would face the Mayfield Trojans. Trojans dropped the La Cueva Bears in their semifinal matchup. Quarterback Kavika Johnson and running back Isaac Vance proved to be a lethal combo in a 24-20 victory. Mayfield, they're a regular during state championship week in Rio Rancho, the undefeated top seed, a first-timer. Our Jared Chester is here to tell us all about the 6A championship game in our game of the week.
Thanks, Vandy. Yep, it is the game that everyone has been waiting for, the battle for the first 6A championship. Can the Trojans tack on another state title, or will Rio Rancho get the coveted undefeated season along with the blue trophy? Let's get to the keys. Yep, in the stat department, Rio Rancho has the Trojans beat. And another stat that is kind of interesting is that the last time a team went undefeated was in 2011, and it was the Cleveland Storm. And yep, who lost to them but the Mayfield Trojans? But you can't cat out this Trojan squad. They are no slouch with the help of Kavika Johnson, who in my opinion rounds out the top 3 and best quarterbacks of 6A football. I talked with Coach Howes and a few players earlier this week, and I think they are coming into this one with the right mindset. They have the tools and the game plan, just need to execute, play like it's another game. The Trojan D is going to have to step it up tonight. They are going up against one of the most explosive offenses, averaging over 46 points per game, and most of all, this team needs to bring the intensity. They have been here before, set the tone, and take control early. And yep, let's see how this one panned out in the City of Vision. Let's get to it. Sirens were going off with the Rams. What an entrance, and one entrance for these guys. The Trojans trying to come into the Rams' house to get their 9th state title. Both teams start off slow, going 3 and out in their first drives. It wasn't until Bruyere stretched out the arm and started connecting with Brady Patterson that things got interesting. Ensuing drive, Bruyere drops back and hucks one up into the light in the back of the end zone. Who makes the grab but Brady Patterson himself? Rio takes the lead 7-0 after the PAT. To the second quarter now, game still 7-0, and Kavika Johnson's arm is restless as he launches up a bomb to a wide open Ethan Alvarado. And yet that one ties this one up at 7s after the PAT. Rio Rancho try to answer back as Bruyere out of the pocket, throws a dart, almost intercepted, but come on, man. Brady Patterson makes another key grab, and yep, shakes and bakes his way to extend this play a few extra yards. Mayfield would hold them here, though, and Rio would have to settle for the 32-yard field goal, making it 10-7 Rams. But yeah, Kavika Johnson, play action, keeps it himself. Just over 2 minutes left in the half, and Kavika dives in for the go-ahead touch late in the first, 14-10 Trojans. But what am I thinking? This Rams team is explosive. Bruyere finds Miguel Barreras in the flat, and this dude can flat out move. Check him out, missing tackles left and right. And yep, dives in for the touchdown. Rio Rancho takes the lead at half, 17-14. Here's what Coach David Howes had to say at half.
I'm going to tell them to relax, keep doing what we're doing. Defensively, we're playing okay, but we got to shut down Kavika a little bit. On the other side of the ball, I think we're moving the ball well, we're throwing well. We got to establish the run.
All right, get into the second half action. Mayfield ties it up right away with a field goal, making it 17-17. Let's see how the Rams respond. And yep, it wouldn't be good as the Trojan D is all over Bruyere, getting the sack lunch. And yep, ensuing drive, Kavika Johnson finds Noah Pierce right here for the go-ahead touchdown. Are you kidding me? This game was just back and forth. But Bruyere, yeah, he couldn't stay quiet for long. Connects with who else but Brady Patterson for the big gain inside the 10-yard line. And yep, that led to this. Bruyere using his legs for the first time this year, getting the rushing touch, and yep, that one ties it up. Mayfield will go up by a touch, but in the fourth, Bruyere finds Miguel Barreras in the back of the end zone for the touchdown, 31-31. This game is tied up. Are you kidding me? And yep, that would lead to this. This is a huge stop on 4th down for the Ram D as the ball is fumbled and they regain it. But that led to this upcoming play. It would be a pass from Barrere, but it finds Isaac Figueroa, and oh no, big interception. The Rams would hold the Trojans to 3 downs, and yep, on the punt, oh snap. The snap is just a bit outside, and that is how it would end. The Rams get the win on the safety. Are you kidding me? 33-31 the final. The Rams are the very first 6A state champions in New Mexico high school football, and they do it in an undefeated fashion. Here's what an emotional Coach Howes had to say.
I'm very excited. These boys deserve this. They weren't going to lose. They knew they weren't going to lose. They haven't had it in them, and this is just a real special group, and I'm just very thrilled to be a part of it.
That'll do it for Game of the Week. Congrats to Rio Rancho. Let's get to more Football Friday night action. Van has more.
Yeah, you know what? Coach Howell sounded like he was auditioning for The Godfather, man. Losing his voice talking through that game, huh? Thanks, Jared. El Dorado Eagles quarterback Zach Gentry got good news this week. He is the Gatorade New Mexico Football Player of the Year, the second from El Dorado High School. The Texas-bound QB completed 60% of his passes for 2,978 yards and 26 touchdowns this past season, leading the Eagles to a 10-2 record in Class 6A semifinal. Gentry also rushed for 1,057 yards and 22 touchdowns on the ground. He is also a finalist for the National Award, which will be announced in December. The man sitting next to me knows all about the talents of Zach Gentry. Highland High School coach Stacy Washington joins us now. Now, your team had to face Gentry. What kind of nightmare is it to prepare for a guy like that?
Well, I mean, you're looking at a Division I quarterback, man. I mean, all the way through. And, you know, you got to prepare for his running game, his passing game, anything and everything he does, you got to be prepared for. And it was hard. We spent several nights getting ready for him.
Now, you know, we have some video of you guys playing the season, and I know the season didn't go exactly like you wanted to. You faced El Dorado in Week 8 and planning for Gentry, just like we just talked about. But, you know, not being able to get any victories this year, what do you have coming back, and how do you make these guys believe?
We have a lot of talent coming back still. We are Highland, you know, and so we got some guys there. We just got to make sure we believe, you know, and getting that belief back that we can win at any time. When we walk into a game, we're going to win. That's what we're fighting to do right now.
And you and Curtis Flakes being old former Lobos, you know, he's doing it over at Albuquerque High, and you're trying to get this Highland program going. Mm-hmm. What did you learn in college that you think prepared you for this moment?
Man, toughness, mental toughness, that extra effort, man. Franchona used to say MTXE. Rocky Long used to say just push yourself, 110%. And I think that's what we took away from Curtis Flakes and myself as well.
What has that been like trying to mold young men, you know, because you probably think about some of those times when you were on the field and you were a young guy, now you're probably thinking like, oh, now I'm the guy, I'm the coach.
Yeah. Well, you know, I definitely understand what my coaches were saying, you know what I mean? So you learn. I mean, we want to make that next generation the best generation we can.
And what has been the toughest part of this season?
You know, at first it was the losses because I don't like losing.
Yeah,
but you learn. I mean, if the worst thing in our lives is losing, then we have a pretty good life going on. So, you know, I think the biggest thing was learning what to do.
Yeah.
All the ins and outs of it, you know, all the little things that didn't know went on. So.
And as far as next year, going back to asking you about what you have coming back, any players in particular that stand out in your head? Like,
we got some kids, man. A kid named Placido Melendrez, man. He's gonna be a pretty good weapon for us. And then we got some speed on the outside. Got some little juniors, guys that's gonna be juniors next year, really running and doing some really good things. Nicholas Horton, Siddiqui Mudada. A lot of you guys know the name Mudada because his brother,
exactly.
Mustafa, and his older brother, Bobby Newcomb.
Yeah.
So we got some kids coming back. Matt Kruger, man, I can say names all day, but we got some kids coming back, and I'm okay. I think we're going to be okay.
All right, you heard it from him, Stacy Washington, Highland High School head football coach. And how about some Highland High School trivia? When is the last time the Highland Hornets played for a championship? Well, that would be back in 1989. Highland defeated Clovis, as we see a flip of the page there. Yep, Highland defeated Clovis. Mark Henry coaching the Hornets during that time. And, of course, everything the Henry brothers touch turned into gold. They did have the Midas touch in every sport they were involved in. Timeout is called. More Football Friday is on the way. Which athlete has the honor of being the final player of the week this season? An answer is coming. And Titletown hits the road looking for another blue trophy. The road goes through the V. 5A championship highlights when we come back. First, check out our cheerleaders of the week.
Let's go, Rio!